First Cracks follows Claire Hayes, co-founder of a major philanthropic foundation, as she uncovers her husband Adrian's multi-million-dollar embezzlement, secret wire transfers, and elaborate shell company scheme. With each chapter, unexpected betrayals, shocking revelations, and strategic revenge unfold, ultimately leading Claire to rebuild her family and the foundation on a bedrock of integrity. Monday morning dawned crisp and clear. Claire Hayes arrived at the Hayes Family Foundation's downtown offices, coffee in hand, ready to finalize her presentation for the afternoon board meeting. As she booted up her laptop, an email subject line in bold red instantly stole her attention. Urgent. Discrepancies in Q3 financials. From marisol.chung@hayesfoundation.org. Her pulse quickened. Marisol Cheng, the foundation's chief accountant, rarely sounded alarm. Claire forwarded the email to her husband and co-founder, Adrian Hayes, then scanned its contents. I've identified multiple mismatches in our ledgers, unauthorized wire transfers, and missing supporting documents. Please advise how to proceed immediately. Marisol! Claire's throat constricted. She drafted a quick reply to Adrian. Please clarify this. Red flags everywhere. She hit send, then tried to focus on her morning briefs. 15 minutes later, her phone rang. The caller ID read Adrian Hayes. Claire, he said, voice calm as always. Marisol's email was a mislabel. Just a clerical error. She'll fix it before lunch. Claire forced a smile she hoped he couldn't hear. Thanks for the heads up. She closed her laptop and rose for an early stroll to clear her head. The day felt suddenly charged. By Wednesday, her unease returned with a vengeance. In the quiet pre-meeting hours, Claire methodically cross-referenced the public IRS Form 990 filings with internal ledgers. She discovered a $250,000 wire transfer to an account named Maplewood Invest, dated 2 weeks prior, and bearing Adrian's digital signature. No board minutes recorded any discussion, no invoices existed. Her chest pounded. She summoned Marisol to her office. Explain this, she said, handing over printed bank statements. Marisol's eyes widened. Maplewood Invest is registered in Singapore under a nominee's name. No real address. It's a shell. Worse, I found 2 more transfers of $250,000 each in this quarter, all with no documentation. Someone's deliberately covering tracks. Claire's blood ran cold. Show me everything you have by tomorrow morning. I'll confront Adrian tonight. That evening, Claire returned home feeling hollow. Adrian's sleek sedan sat in the driveway as if taunting her. Inside, he greeted her with practiced warmth. How was your day? He asked, handing her a glass of wine. Claire set her purse down and produced the printed transfer records. Explain this, she said flatly. He took the papers, skimmed them, and frowned. I signed those as part of an urgent investment. Maplewood Invest is a health tech startup with ties to our mission. I had to move quickly. Confidentiality agreement in place. Trust me. No board approval, no contracts, nothing, Claire shot back. You bypassed everyone. Marisol and I have documentary proof. Adrian's expression hardened. You're overreacting. The board will be informed in due time. Claire's pulse pounded. Confidentiality doesn't excuse bypassing governance. I want the contracts now, or I take this to the board. He sighed, eyes cold. If you drag this to the board prematurely, it will appear you're unstable, jealous, obsessive. I can question your judgment and mental health. Think carefully. Claire stared at him, disbelieving. The man she trusted threatened her with gaslighting. She met his gaze, unblinking. I will do what's right. He dropped his gaze and walked past her, as if dismissing a nuisance. Claire sank onto the sofa, heart lurching. She realized then, beneath Adrian's polished image, lay a man willing to manipulate and intimidate at any cost. Over the next 48 hours, Claire took careful steps. First, she confided in Marisol. We need a covert audit. Silent, no notes to the files. Marisol nodded, lips tight. Together, they contacted Evan Mercer, a law school classmate running a forensic accounting firm. Evan arrived Wednesday at dawn to review every ledger, bank statement, and scanned invoice. Under his practiced eye, the full scope quickly emerged: multiple shell companies, Eastern Bridge LLC, Redwood Partners, Cayman Trust Holdings, all tied to wire transfers totaling over $1.8 million since Q1. Late Friday, evangelical investigator Miles Porter, an old colleague, delivered another blow: $300,000 traced to a cryptocurrency wallet, abstract, anonymized, but showing clear indications of layering and laundering. "We can follow the trail," Miles said, "but it's going to require legal action on multiple continents." Armed with these findings, Claire prepared to face the board. She scheduled an emergency meeting for the upcoming Monday. That night, she and Marisol pored over Evan's draft report. "Tomorrow," Claire murmured, "we expose it all, even if it destroys us." Monday afternoon's board meeting commenced under tense circumstances. 9 trustees gathered: philanthropists, community leaders, and alumni. Among them sat 4 longtime donors who'd stood by the foundation for decades. At the last minute, Adrian arrived, wearing his practiced charm. Leonard Townsend, board chair, called the meeting to order. "We've convened today to address serious allegations brought by Claire and Miss Cheng. I will invite Miss Hayes to present her findings." Claire stood, her voice steady. She projected Evan's forensic audit onto the screen, a series of spreadsheets mapping shell company transfers to suspicious banks in Singapore and the Cayman Islands. Each transaction, she explained, was signed by Adrian without board approval or legitimate documentation. Adrian rose, feigning surprise. "These numbers are misleading. Maplewood Invest is a confidential partner. We had to move swiftly to secure the deal." Board member Rebecca Lyle scoffed. "Confidentiality agreements don't negate board oversight. Show us the contracts." Adrian swept his gaze across the room. "Contracts are under non-disclosure. I apologize for not alerting you sooner." Marisol stood. "I have no record of any such documents. We found no legitimate invoices, only blank fields." Leonard tapped his gavel. "Adrian Hayes, effective immediately. You are suspended from all duties. We will involve law enforcement. Miss Hayes, Evan, begin cooperating with the district attorney's office." Adrian's face darkened. As he gathered his briefcase, he muttered, "You'll regret this." But nobody moved to stop him. The board had voted 8-1 in favor of suspension. Claire exhaled, a mixture of relief and dread surging through her. The next weeks were a whirlwind. The district attorney launched a formal investigation. Subpoenas went out for Adrian's emails, bank records, and offshore holdings. Donors wavered, some withdrawing support until clarity was restored. The foundation announced an emergency governance shakeup. Interim executive director Darius Nguyen tightened controls, implemented real-time auditing, and required rotating board membership. But personal threats against Claire intensified. One morning, she found a single rose on her doorstep, petals edged in black, an ominous gesture. Another night, someone shattered a side window, leaving a note: "Stop breeding distrust or watch everything crumble." She informed the police and fortified her security measures. In parallel, adversities piled at home. Her children, Hannah, age 9, and Max, age 7, faced taunts at school. Claire spent evenings comforting them, reassuring, "Your daddy made bad choices. We're safe, I promise." Amid this turmoil, an unexpected ally emerged. Marcus Hayes, Adrian's younger brother, approached Claire quietly one afternoon at the foundation. "I withdrew my support for Adrian," he confessed. "I had no idea how far this went. I want to help you rebuild. I've donated $200,000 to cover immediate shortfalls." Claire studied him, doubt flickering. "Why now?" Marcus exhaled. "Because family matters, Claire. I won't let him destroy everything." Despite lingering wariness, Claire realized she needed allies. She accepted Marcus's help. He would testify if necessary and open his Rolodex to secure new donors. By midwinter, prosecutors had amassed enough evidence for indictments against Adrian and two complicit trustees, Evelyn Marks and Harold Kenyon, charged with conspiracy, embezzlement, and money laundering. Public filings detailed how Evelyn fronted for Adrian's massive wire transfers and how Harold disabled security cameras to allow unmonitored ledger alterations. On the morning news, headlines blared, Hayes Foundation scandal worsens, trustees arraigned. Exclusive, how $5 million disappeared from philanthropic funds. In the press center at the foundation, Claire faced a barrage of questions. With Darius at her side, she delivered a measured statement. We deeply regret the actions of those individuals. This betrayal has shaken our community, but we are committed to full transparency and restitution. We continue our mission to serve those in need. Still, online trolls targeted Claire, suggesting her complicity or lack of foresight. Her personal cell phone buzzed nonstop. Anonymous threats, vile comments, and unflattering rumors. Meanwhile, in a private custody hearing, Adrian's lawyer argued that Claire's obsession with public exposure made her unfit to raise their children. The judge ruled joint legal custody with primary physical custody awarded to Adrian, citing Claire's emotional volatility. Claire forced herself to remain composed when she learned of the ruling. That evening, clinging to her daughter's teddy bear, she promised Hannah, "Mommy will fight to keep you in a safe home." During spring's first thaw, Miles Porter delivered another startling revelation. Eva Patel, a junior staffer Adrian had promoted to consultant, had purchased a Singapore condominium for $500,000 with funds traced to Adrian's shell companies. She claimed ignorance, saying she thought the checks were legitimate bonuses. Miles uncovered her apartment lease records, credit card bills, and transaction receipts, all matching the foundation's embezzled funds. That afternoon, Claire summoned Eva to a private meeting. Eva's eyes darted nervously, twirling a pendant around her finger. "I didn't know," she whispered, voice trembling. "Adrian promised me it was a scholarship fund. He said I'd be a partner someday." Claire swallowed her anger. "You knew something was off when thousands of dollars showed up in your account with no explanation." Eva's cheeks blanched. "He threatened me, said he could ruin my career. I was scared." Claire exhaled slowly. "You're now part of the DA's investigation. Your cooperation can reduce your charges." Eva nodded, tears in her eyes. "I'll tell them everything." Armed with Eva's testimony, prosecutors secured an indictment. Eva pleaded guilty to money laundering, receiving a 3-year sentence, fined $250,000, and ordered to enter a witness protection program. Back at the foundation, the board unanimously accepted Evelyn Marks's resignation and published the first transparency report, detailing recovered assets and ongoing restitution efforts. Donations rebounded by 30% as community members rallied behind Claire's leadership. Despite recovering $4 million in cash and seized assets, Evan's last forensic update revealed 478 BTC, nearly $13 million at current value, held in a concealed cryptocurrency wallet, moved through mixers, and partially spent on a Bali villa purchased in Adrian's name, then transferred into Evelyn Marks's trust. Miles traced the trail to a Bahamian court filing. Hayes Family Trust, fronted by Evelyn, but the beneficial owner remained Adrian. Claire assembled a motion to freeze and seize those assets, coordinating with Bahamian Council to enforce a Mareva injunction on the crypto funds and real property. At a press conference by the poolside springs of the Foundation's newly renovated retreat center, Claire announced, "We have successfully secured 478 BTC and the Bali villa for restitution. These funds will be reinvested in the Foundation's programs, ensuring our mission endures." Applause erupted. Amid supporters and beneficiaries, Claire felt a measure of triumph, yet another step toward healing. Still, her personal battles persisted. During the sentencing hearing, she watched through a two-way mirror as Adrian faced the judge. He pleaded for leniency, citing mental health struggles and remorse. The judge sentenced him to 12 years in state prison, ordering full restitution of $18 million, cash, crypto, and real estate. Inside the courtroom, Claire's shoulders shook softly as a wave of relief washed over her. The man who once threatened her was finally powerless behind bars. Summer ushered in new life. With recovered assets, the foundation expanded. 3 new community centers opened in underserved neighborhoods, microloan programs launched for minority-owned startups, and the first class of Hayes Family Integrity Fellows, 10 young nonprofit leaders, began their 6-month training in ethics and governance. At a small grand opening ceremony for the Jackson Heights Community Center, Claire addressed attendees, "Today, we lay the cornerstone not just for brick and mortar, but for a legacy of transparency and compassion. We learned the hard way that even good intentions can be broken by greed. But here we stand, stronger for it. Thank you for believing in our mission." Cheers rose from the crowd. Among them, students who'd received early scholarships beamed proudly. At home, Claire's custody appeal succeeded. The appellate judge reversed the primary custody decision, awarding Claire sole physical and legal custody. With Sylvia Nguyen's tireless advocacy and Eva Patel's testimony, the court recognized Adrian's manipulations as harmful to the children's well-being. Sunday mornings found Claire, grandfather Elton, and Marcus Hayes in the kitchen, preparing pancakes for Hannah and Max before family bike rides to the park. The townhome buzzed with laughter. In these quiet moments, Claire felt the sharp edges of scandal soften. Her children's safety and happiness became a sanctuary, proof that trust, once shattered, could be restored. By early autumn, the foundation's turnaround was complete. A public transparency portal launched, live financial dashboards, grant awarding criteria, and rotating governance rosters set a new standard for nonprofit accountability. Local and national media praised the transformation. Hayes Family Foundation, a phoenix of philanthropy. How one woman's resolve rebuilt a $20 million empire. On a breezy October afternoon, Claire hosted a small garden reception on the foundation's rooftop terrace. Trustees, donors, beneficiaries, and integrity fellows gathered beneath strings of fairy lights. Darius Nguyen offered champagne. Marisol Cheng handed out donation certificates. Evan Mercer beamed as he pointed out an upcoming oversight feature in the portal. Hannah and Max ran circles around the guests, chasing butterflies. Claire watched them, heart full. She raised a glass. To integrity, our greatest foundation. Though betrayal cracked our world, we chose transparency and compassion to rebuild. May this stand as proof that even when trust is fractured, we can forge something stronger, to a future built on truth. As glasses clinked, Claire's phone buzzed with a text from Miles. Last of the Bitcoin seized. Nothing left for Hayes to hide. She smiled, steeling herself for whatever came next. In the twilight's glow, she stepped aside to the terrace railing. The city sprawled beyond. Homes, schools, parks, lives changed by the foundation's grants. She thought of Adrian serving his sentence and felt no bitterness, only gratitude that justice prevailed. Her gaze landed on a small plaque at the terrace's edge. In memory of the first cracks, may they guide us toward unbreakable integrity. Claire exhaled, letting the cool air wash over her. Though betrayal had torn through every aspect of her life, it also revealed her strength and the power of resolve. With her children by her side, allies rallied to her cause, and a community renewed, she embraced the journey ahead. Her story of first cracks was not defined by the fractures, but by the resilience born from them, an enduring testament that trust, once broken, can rise stronger than ever.